Hey, it's Aurora, Queen of Transformation. I've been on this boundary kick, as you guys know. I've been talking a lot about boundaries lately. And there's one thing that I want to address, and that is the concept of owning yourself, which in fact, when you truly own yourself, you are then contributing to the larger picture when you own yourself, if that makes sense. And owning yourself is the same as sitting in your center. Owning yourself is you without obstruction. Owning yourself is you without melding into somebody else or a situation or a thing, if that makes any sense. So, what so many of us have grown up on is this sense of belonging through proximity and belonging through taking on others' problems, sympathizing, getting sentimental with things. That is melding. And it is what takes you away from yourself. So, for example, I'll give you an example. So, in the last couple of months, I've been looking at my own dramas and where they lie because I am done with them. I made this decision, done with my frickin' dramas. And really, I don't have too many of them except for one large one. One large one that has controlled pretty much most of my life. And so what I did was I looked at this drama and I've been tracing it back to its origins. And what I found was that this drama in my life, which is me creating, it's my abandonment issue that keeps coming up, has nothing to do with me. And how freeing is that? So what I found is that, okay, so you trace it back to your childhood, and then to your parents, and then to your parents' childhood, and then to your grandparents and what you know about that family, and you just take it back. The furthest I could take it back on either side were my grandparents. And so my grandparents on my mom's side, my grandfather on my mom's side, his little brother died as a child, as a baby. And that put a huge kink in the family and disconnected his mother from the rest of the family. And so it affected, so they were abandoned, and they that whole family of, he had like 9 brothers and sisters. The kids in that family had a parent that removed, that had to emotionally disappear. And so then, of course, that grew up to that transmuted into an insensitivity to his children growing up, and through my mother, who was extremely sensitive, did not get the kind of nurturing she needed from her father, and thus my mother attracted horrible relationships for herself, and continued that abandonment, detached thing. But in her world, which became my world, was you abandon me, and that turns into self-loathing, self-hate, blah, blah, blah. So there's that drama, what my mother brought into the picture. And then I trace back to my father, and my father's father died when my father was 10. So my grandfather, again, kaput, being a 10-year-old boy, having to take on the responsibility of the family, large family, tiny apartment, oldest son, feeling responsible in some way for being the lead male in the house. So his fear of losing money and like being poor and never wanting to go back to that again, because now he's a successful human being. And then seeing how my parents clashed and their dramas butting heads, and then how that went into me, and now how I regurgitate that information out into the world today. Are you following me in this? So So what I've come to realize is that I can choose not to meld with that drama. I choose to break it because I don't want to carry it on, and I don't want to make anybody else miserable because of it. And I have. And I've made myself plenty miserable because of it. And I'm done with it. No more. So what I'm saying is taking a drama, or taking on other people's stuff, and the stuff will take on the best and with the most fervor and the most protection will be our parents' stuff, our family stuff. But that has nothing to do with you today. You can choose something different. You can choose yourself over melding with things that don't work for you, with melding with friends, dramas, and situations that don't work. You can cut that crap out. And that is where the juiciness lies. Once you figure that out, once you get to the bottom of that and actually feel it and let go of all that crap, dude, that is where you actually start taking ownership of yourself. Because once you clear all that crap away, you can have anything in the world that you want. And if you've been paying attention to my teachings over the last couple of months, you'll see that there's a common thread amongst all of this, and it is coming back to you. And the one thing we keep projecting, we keep looking outside of ourselves for things that only we can fulfill for ourselves. And so the one thing that you're looking for is you. There's nobody else who can provide it. It's all within you. And once you recognize that and take responsibility for absolutely everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, you will find that power that you seek. And you will find the ownership that you seek in you, and you will feel peaceful. Looking for you, babe.